I'd set up my phone. So it's portrait, and then it was like, you need to tilt your screen so it's in landscape. Now I'm in landscape, you can't see the frigging guitar. Let me try moving it. Okay. So I guess if I sit back a bit, you might be able to see the guitar as well. This is a bit annoying. What is it with YouTube? So who have we got on? They all disappear when I touch my screen. Black Knight, hey, what's up? So I'm going to show you guys a super simple song. Someone was just online, I don't know who it was, and they were asking me, what's an easy song to learn? And you know, they're telling me that they know like 8 chords or something, and they can't play a song. So I'm just going to show you a really simple song, okay? I can't tell you the name, otherwise I'll get told off for copyright. So, check it out. It's a little bit kind of from a Tarantino film or something. That's it. So it's, you know, it's 3 chords. I can't tell you the name of it because it's kind of, you know, just think Quentin Tarantino, you know, Pulp Fiction, something like that. I'm just playing an E minor chord, right? Over to an A minor. So they're pretty easy chords, right? And then we've got this movement to a B7. A few of you might not know a B7, so I'll show you. And no, it's not Hotel California. Hotel California, it could be played up here. Right? It's not that at all. So E minor, right? You guys should know that. Easy, right? A minor. Make sure you don't play the bottom E string. B7, first finger, first fret on the D string. Second finger, second fret on the A. Third finger, second fret on the G. And then pinky tucked under as well on the second fret on the top E. And you don't play the bottom E, okay? And then back to E minor. Bang, bang, he shot me down. Bang, bang, that awful sound. Bang, bang, my baby shot me down. So, you know, that's just one kind of version, but it's actually an old kind of Spanish progression. Down, 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 down. So, you know, you can use the pentatonic over the top of it. If you know the pentatonic down here. So have a little go with that, all right? So guys, I'm having so much trouble online lately with copyright for videos. So a lot of my videos are being removed, and a lot of my videos are being demonetized. So I'm not getting paid for them, which is a real pain. So I don't know, a few things are going to be changing, I think, on the channel pretty soon, but just have to watch this space. I'll probably have a video out in the morning, so in a few hours, because it's just hit midnight here, so I'm pretty tired. I've been going all day, and but we'll see what happens. That might be claimed as well. So it's getting to the point where, you know, I'm kind of like, what can I upload and isn't going to get, you know, demonetized or copyright claim put on it, and it's kind of crazy. And I noticed, like, there's a lot of other YouTubers having the same problems. So we're just going to have to see what happens. I don't know if I'm going to carry on doing covers, or maybe we'll just do techniques and stuff like that. And I don't know. So we're just going to have to see. So let me just have a look. There's a few of you guys online here. Let me just scroll through. And if you've got any questions, now's the time to ask, guys, because I'm not going to stay on too long. Keep coming in and out of focus here. So let's have a look. This is a real pain that I have to do this. Hey Justin, what's up? Yes, 2 a.m. in Europe, right? I'm in the UK here, so what's a good scale to use to solo under a G and F major chord progression? Well, G and F major in the same song or separately? Because if you're going to use them separately, G major is, you know, let me just change the sounds up here a little bit. G major, you can just use E minor, right? So all I'm using there, so if you play a G major, you can use the E minor pentatonic. That's going to work. It's going to give it a kind of, it's going to give it a happier feel, right? Because it's relative, okay? So what was the other one? F major. Well, you know, there's a little kind of trick, I guess. You can, if you play F, you can't really see my guitar, but if you're playing an F power chord up here, let's turn that distortion down. So that's a major, so you could, you know, or you could play it down here. So again, you could use a pentatonic here down there, so this is your F major. Okay, so that's just, you know, if you don't know your pentatonics, then you need to learn them, okay? But I'll take you through it. So first fret, so that's F, basically that note. So if you come up from F on the bottom E string, so you go F, G, A, okay? And then you can go over to the A string and play C, D, F octave again, G octave, slide, A octave. You just follow your ear, okay? Alternatively, you know, you can play Ionian, so basically F major. And, you know, but then you're getting into modes and stuff like that. So what I was going to say up here, when you're up here, sometimes it's easier to kind of mess around with the scales up here. Sorry. So I'm using an Ionian and a Locrian. You know, it really depends what you're trying to do with it, but you can pretty much make any scale work over any chord in the right context, okay? Because they all pretty much share the same note. So it's just, you have to have a more in-depth understanding of scales themselves. So if you're just getting into soloing, stuff like that, then, you know, start off with your major modes, pentatonics and the major modes, okay? Alternatively, you know, you don't really have to play scales to solo over a chord. So if we just move this F major to A major, you could actually play the notes like an arpeggio as a solo over the top, okay? So that's just, you know, A major power chord, and then what I'm doing is playing the notes individually. So that doesn't sound like much like that, but when you start moving it around, you could throw a little so what I'm doing there, I'm just going to the next chord, which is B minor, playing a B minor pentatonic. Then with back to the A, I'm just playing the notes of the A. Go down to G, play the same thing. Back up. Okay, so it's about experimenting as well. You can do pretty much anything. So whatever chord you're playing, even if you're playing it in an open position, like a C, so what I'm doing, I'm just finding the next note up the scale, and if it sounds nice, then I use it, you know? So they're the notes individually, okay, without the opens, because they're pretty hard to control. So I'm just taking a note, whatever I land on with the chord, playing a note next to it, sliding it. If it sounds good, stick with it on the same note. Do the same thing with D. So there's your D chord. Play the notes individually. Sus4 note, suspended fourth, okay. So it does help to know a little scale or two, okay? But anyway, I don't know if that helps, but experiment, all right? Let's have a look. Scroll back through. Yeah, I just read, that sucks. And I'm like, what? And then I failed to read. I really learned a lot with your lessons. So you're obviously referring to what I was talking about earlier. Okay, let's have a look. Hi, I can't stay, but you inspired me to start playing guitar. I've been playing for about 2 months and it's been great. I've started learning on your videos. Thank you so much for your videos. My absolute pleasure. Let's have a look. Any more questions here before I head off? Can you show us how to play a hard rock scale? Well, again, hard rock scales, guys. It's just, you know, pentatonics, all right? There's this one thing that Slash uses a lot. And I guess he kind of got it from Jimmy Page. And I use this pretty much all the time. And it's a pentatonic, but it's like the extensions. It's like, I call it the sliding scale. Because instead of playing the pentatonic, instead of playing it like that, I play it all the way up the fretboard, and it looks pretty cool as well when you're playing, right? So, you know, I've done a video on it, so I'm not going to go through it now, but I'm kind of this one that Slash uses all the time, I mean, it's got a fancy name, but I'll show you the position, okay? We're not going to go through the names. But you could call it a Lydian, okay, whatever. So it's going to start here on the B note. And you've always got, 3 different positions when you're playing a scale, okay? And that's using the first finger, second finger, and pinky, all right? So that's going to be 7, 8, 10. Then on the next note, on the A string rather, you're going to play 7, 9, 10. So 7, 8, 10, 7, 9, 10. Then you're going to repeat that 7, 9, 10. Then you're going to go 9, 10. Then you're going to go 9, 7, 8, 10, 7, 8, 10. I don't know if I said that correctly because I'm tired. So I'll play it through really slowly. Okay. And you can kind of, use those notes in any order and they're going to sound pretty cool, all right? All right, so hope that helps. Don't worry about names and stuff like that. We could talk about theory all night otherwise. Can I play any Slipknot? Well, yeah, of course. But, I know so many songs, I can't remember them off the top of my head. So, not right now, my friend. I'm a beginner. Should I wait? Should I wait with the capo? Should you wait to buy a capo, maybe? It doesn't matter. A capo is just going to, I've not got one handy in front of me, but all a capo is going to do, if you sing and play guitar, so it's just going to make those chords higher at the fretboard. So instead of an E down here, you can sing really low, or if you're a girl, you might, and then, there'll be a C over it. So just make things a bit easier to play. So you can basically play open chords up the fretboard, all right? So, yeah, I mean, get a capo if it inspires you to play. Then, you can pick them up for about £5 or something, or $5, wherever you live. Let's have a look. So I'm scrolling through. Any BB King tutorials? Not yet, but I'm a bit of a fan of BB King, because old school blues, man. So I must do one. But again, it's talking about this copyright business, yeah. Holy Wars. Now, funny thing, it's in there somewhere. I was looking at doing Tornado Souls. I can't remember it. I'm not going to attempt to try and work it out live on YouTube. And I was looking at it the other day and I found a PDF online and I thought, hey, that would be a cool one to do. So I might do that one. I've been asked a lot recently about Sweet Child of Mine as well, like the solo, So I might do that on the acoustic maybe, because there's tons and tons of electric lessons out there, so I might do one on the acoustic, kind of like I did with Hotel California, but that got taken down, didn't it? And that has a lot of hits for me as well, and also the Stairway to Heaven one I did recently, all pentatonic stuff again, guys. So Bohemian Rhapsody solo, I did teach it to one of my students, but because I don't play these like live on a regular basis, I don't retain them. So, if I'm going to do a gig and I have to play that song, then I'll learn it or re-practice it or whatever, and I'll be able to remember it. And again, I'm not going to sit here and put you through the pain of me working it out. But yeah, look, guys, you have to take the attitude of you can pretty much work out anything on guitar. I mean, I'm kind of at an age now where, you know, I've done all the kind of the Van Halen stuff and the Megadeth stuff when I was younger, and you know, because I don't play that stuff anymore, you don't retain it. But you guys, you know, regardless of your age or, you know, how long you've been playing the guitar, it just takes a bit of discipline to work the stuff out. Make sure, excuse me, you practice a lot to get the techniques, and there's nothing you can't work out, okay? So that's the kind of attitude you should take towards anything. If it was written by a human being, it can be played by a human being, okay? So just check it out. You know, I always wanted to play, you know, like Van Halen when I was a kid. I still can't play like Van Halen now. So it's kind of, you know, gets a bit out of hand. But, you know, I'm not going to turn up to a bar and play Van Halen. You know, people don't want to hear some guy, you know, going crazy on a guitar. Well, maybe some people do. Do you have Robert Miles children tabs? I don't use tabs, my friend. The tabs you see online are the ones I've usually written myself, and I just work them out by ear. Very rarely do I use tabs. It's like, you know, like I was saying about Megadeth and stuff earlier, if it's like really complicated solos, I'll have a look at the tabs, but often they're interpreted, you know, by someone like me. And so it's cool to kind of have them on hand for positioning. But then, you know, I usually watch the live stuff, listen to the original tracks in front of Spotify. That's probably where I spend 90% of my time, is sat in front of the computer with Spotify open, and usually, you know, some live performance that I'm trying to work out or something. So in general, I don't really use tabs that much. I use them for reference, so I don't keep them, I'm afraid. But I know that Robert Miles, he passed away not so long ago, and it's a really cool song. I think there's some really cool covers on YouTube of that. But Jimi Hendrix rhythm technique. Wow, I mean, Hendrix, man, he had his own thing going on, didn't he? I can't think off the top of my head, you know, a kind of specific rhythm technique that he did. He certainly had his own way of playing. He had his certain way of playing these beautiful chords. Yeah, one of my, that little lick I always do. That's kind of a little Hendrix lick, really. So it's just these little. That's kind of nice, right? So yeah, it's just, you know, the more you listen to these artists, you'll find the more you listen to this stuff, like the stuff you love, whether it's Hendrix, and you're learning the guitar, you'll take it on. Like naturally, it'll get into your ear and it'll come through your fingers, and you'll take it on, okay? So, and that's sometimes why, you know, guitarists come up with their unique and original sound, because, you know, talking about Slash earlier, there's a bit of Jimmy Page in there, there's a bit of Angus Young in there, you know, all these kind of influences, and they come out, but they come out in such a way that they have a little bit of you in there as well. So, okay. And someone's asking me, any easy acoustic songs to learn? Are you kidding me? Most of my channel is like acoustic songs, right? So check it out. Much love from Bulgaria. Hey, what's up? I'm sure I got some relatives from Bulgaria. Do you think Michael Jackson did it? Oh, man. It's such a depressing thing. It's such a depressing thing. I have to separate the artist. You know, Michael Jackson's this crazy caricature of himself. Now, I guess you're bringing him up because of the whole Van Halen thing. And if you've not heard "Beat It" by Michael Jackson, Eddie Van Halen did the guitar solo in 2 takes. By the way, he did that in 2 takes. And I think they used the first take. Yeah, when I was a kid, when I was like 7 or 8 years old, I was a huge Michael Jackson fan. Before he went crazy and messed his face up and stuff. And he was a big influence on me, you know. And one of my first ever gigs was Michael Jackson. And he played on my birthday, maybe 1987. So that just tells you guys how old I am. So yeah, I have watched the documentary, and I hope in my soul that he didn't, but I kind of feel like maybe he did. So I don't want to think about it because it'll ruin my childhood. Anyway, no more crazy questions like that, okay? Yeah, I'm not doing shout outs, guys. Otherwise, it'll just go on forever. I'll be like, hey Dan, what's up? Do I have a day job? Dan, do I know you? Was I around your house the other day? No, I don't have a day job. My day job for the last 15 years maybe has been teaching the guitar. And I started teaching the guitar when I was living in Sydney, Australia. And I was broke and I didn't really want to get a job because I worked in a restaurant, a friend's restaurant, in the kitchen, which was cool actually. I loved it. And I started teaching the guitar in the park and stuff, and kind of when I come home, I didn't get a job. I didn't have a job, so it's like, I was writing music for TV, and it doesn't always pay that well, not anymore. So I started teaching. So yeah, and I've done it ever since. So that's kind of why I don't have a day job, and I'll never, ever, ever, ever have a day job in my life. And if you don't want one, don't get one either. Do something you love. Okay, if you love your day job, then excellent work. My grandmother always said, if you find a job you love, you'll never have to work. Okay, ever. So, would I do more Radiohead? Yeah, I guess so. I'll do the songs I often pick for the channel. Most of them are picked by you guys. Like I'd say 99.9% are picked by you guys. So, of course, yeah. I mean, someone asked me for Street Spirit the other day, so I might do Street Spirit or something. You know that one? That's a pretty cool track. I think it's in A minor. Yeah, so it's in there somewhere. It's definitely A minor. There's a bit of fingers like that. Yeah, so I'll have to work on that. It's something I used to play a long time ago. I can't believe I can still remember it. So, I agree. What do I like? Music-wise, I guess. I go between all sorts of stuff. Can you see this record up here? That's Gary Clark Jr. He's gone a bit commercial these days, but that album he did, that live album, which is just called Gary Clark Live, and I think it was in Texas or something like that. It's wicked. If you like blues, rock guitar, that's a cool record, and he's a very, very talented dude as well. But another talented dude was, hopefully most of you guys have heard of Stevie Ray Vaughan. Now, Stevie Ray Vaughan, his drummer had a little boy. His drummer was called Dor Bramhall, and now Dor Bramhall II, he's a super cool guitar player, and he's kind of a blues player, really old-fashioned, kind of Hendrixy, Stevie Ray Vaughan. So I kind of like that sort of stuff. At the moment, I love like a band called Rival Sons. They're kind of like Led Zeppelin-esque, that sort of thing. So, I was listening to Machine Head the other day. So if I drop D. So that's like heavy metal band from the 90s, which I used to love. and I had this outrageous T-shirt, and it just said "fuck it all" on the back, and I loved it. I thought I was really cool, you know. I was like, "Fuck the establishment," you know. Anyway, I wasn't cool at all. I'm still not cool. So okay, Gustavo, dude, I don't speak Spanish, my friend. I think it's Spanish. I don't know. I apologize for my ignorance. So that's it, guys. I'm pretty much out of here. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this little kind of amusing me, and hopefully I amused you for 30 minutes. And I'm gonna upload a video shortly, so you should have it in the morning. And it's Papa Roach. I don't know if you guys know Papa Roach, a 90s band, 90s metal band. It was like, I think they were 90s, maybe 2000s. And it was requested a few weeks ago. So that's going to be up in the morning. Love it or loathe it, you know, it's there, enjoy it. Anyway, let me have a quick read through before I go. And dude, I'm really sorry to hear your brother died, man. But you know, you've got the guitar. I've had a lot of people close to me die recently, and when you get to my age and your friends commit suicide, it's devastating. And you know, I don't have any parents either, and I really feel your pain, man. So you know, use that guitar and put all your emotions into that guitar, and it'll help you as it's helped me get through some dark times, okay, brother? So we're all here for you. Make sure you talk to people, okay? Talk to people about it. I'm really sorry to hear that. Hey, what's up, Australia? I love you, Australia. Could I show you some simple rock solos? Yeah, of course. I got some more solos coming up, guys. Your video helped me play Don't Cry. Excellent. That's the idea. And look, I'm pushing my phone now. Thank you so much for the placebo. No problem at all, man. Love placebo. Seen them live loads of times. Before you go, please play a small riff by Hendrix. Well, you might not know this, but at the end of every video, that chord, E7 sharp 9, that known as the Hendrix chord, okay? So there you go. That's it, man. I know it's not exciting, but I gotta go, guys. I gotta go because I'm. Hey, Steve Stein is a good YouTube teacher, and you can learn music theory in 2 or 3 videos. Yeah, Steve Stein actually follows me on Instagram. We're kind of Insta friends, so I'm really aware of Steve. He's really cool, and you know, I've seen a few of his videos when he talked about modes and stuff, because obviously I teach as well, and some people don't grasp modes. You know, you could talk about them all night, but I was watching his video, one of his live streams actually, just to see his concept, his outlook on modes as well. So yeah, he's really cool. Check him out, okay? Anyway, dudes, I gotta go, bye. So anyway, hi and bye. Thanks for your support, guys. I super appreciate it, and I'll catch you soon, all right?